why I got my ultrasound out. I was going to have a quick look at you.
Perfect.
Because I want to see how long a needle I need to
Okay.
get. Yeah, you're a bit bigger than the average person.
So shall I just pop on
Yes,
here
please,
for
pop
now?
on here, please, yeah.
So for my YouTube channel, you're probably wondering what's going on right now. So I'm here today to see Dr. Ansar, is that correct?
Yeah.
I'm sure he can tell you a little bit more about what's going on today. And as you can see, I'm in for something to do with my shoulder. So I think that gives you a little bit of a clue.
Absolutely. So we're going to have a quick look at the shoulder, see how deep it is, and see if we can make sure we can hit our target. So it's just a preliminary scan to begin with, and then we're going to get some blood off you. There's your shoulder joint.
So shall we tell them why you're going to get some blood off me?
Yeah, so Mark's interested in regenerative treatments for his shoulder. Regenerative medicine sort of it's a principle of medicine where we use cells or tissues to try and heal the body back to its original position, or as close to as you can get. And one of the commonest ways of doing that is using something called PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma, and that's made from your blood. So it's made from your blood. So we'll be taking some blood, spinning it down, and then taking out the bits that we don't want, separating out and keeping the good bits that we want that create reduction in inflammation and improve healing responses, protect the joint, and then we inject those. And that's your humeral head.
Okay.
And that's your glenoid labrum.
Right. With that, where you're trying to target, what's the purpose of that from going in from that angle?
Because you're seeing the actual joint, and it's inside the joint where the problem is, at least part of the problem is.
Okay.
So we're going to be, the product that we create with all the growth factors is going to go right into the joint here. So we're precise, we can see it going, hitting the joint, the needle will go in and the product will be released into that area. So it's just for precision.
Okay.
Yeah, everything you want to do is precise in regen med, because unlike drugs, if you don't put this in the right place, it doesn't affect the right place.
Okay.
So you need it delivered exactly where you want it.
And the main benefit of that, you said, would be?
Of the actual product.
Yeah.
It'll reduce the inflammation in the joint. It'll protect the remaining cartilage. It'll increase the lubrication in the joint, and it slows down the rate that your cartilage wears out. That's what I mean by the protection.
Okay.
And by reducing inflammation in the joint, it gives you less pain. And sometimes that reduction in inflammation of the tissues around the joint means that you get a little bit more range, which is one of the things you're interested in.
Yeah.
When did you get into bodybuilding? How long?
So I started weight training at 15.
Okay.
So I started weight training at 15 just before I left school, but my background before was athletics, so it was a little bit different with sort of how I trained in terms of weights. But when I stopped athletics, I sort of got the idea of that I wanted to still do something competitive. People used to say to me, you should compete in bodybuilding, you do all right. And I think one of the reasons why I didn't want to compete, I didn't like the idea of standing on stage. Sorry, one moment. Didn't like the idea of standing on stage in pretty much just a little bit of a posing trunks. But I watched a few shows, and I think because I just miss the bug of a competitive nature, that's why I started competing. So I first competed in 2012, turned professional in 2018, so it's been a bit of a journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're now 7 years in.
Yes.
Still enjoying it?
Still enjoying it. I have been plagued by this injury, so for those of you watching this sort of YouTube, so the surgeon who done my operations, Dr Ali Noorani, I had a conversation with him at the weekend just to see if there's anything further, what can be done to sort of help my shoulder, and he put me into contact with his good friend, Dr Ansar, and that's why I'm here today. So still enjoying it, just want to try and get the most out of what I can. what time I've got left in the sport.
You ready?
Yeah.
A bit of a sharp scratch coming.
So do you need to take a lot of blood when you do this? Or?
Not a massive amount. It's usually about 50, 60 mils.
Okay.
It depends, it varies. For a shoulder, that's a reasonable amount to take. It's your first time as well, so I think we won't go crazy with it, but we're going to give you a high dose. We're going to give you we're aiming for about 10 billion platelets.
Okay.
Alongside, we remove most of the leukocytes because they're inflammatory.
Right.
So it'll be a leukocyte pour, as we call it, PRP. So we remove the cells that create inflammation from this almost entirely.
Wow.
The red cells will be gone. So you'll see from this nice sort of normal coloured blood, what ends up being injected actually ends up, you'll see the colour change in a bit, but it'll just be like a golden serum.
Wow. I'm actually really intrigued. Like, I'm not someone who wants to look at blood, but like I'm really intrigued just to see how it looks, like the good parts, the bad parts.
I'll talk you through it as we're doing it, because it gets interesting as we keep going through each step.
You're smiling, so it must be good.
And these tubes have this, all the research and development actually happens inside the tube. It has this liquid, it has this special gel at the bottom, it has a special coating inside it.
Right.
So somebody spent many years in the laboratory working out how to optimize the volume of blood within each tube. And I'm taking 2 or 3 of these, and we'll separate them out, and you'll see what it looks like.
Okay.
It's an interesting space. I mean, I went almost full circle, because I've gone PRP and then thought the next big thing in this space is stem cells. Went down stem cells, done lots of those, and then I've almost come back to PRP again, because one thing I realised was that stem cells weren't the amazing sort of panacea that was going to cure everything.
Right.
And like many things, is when a new invention or something better and nicer and sexier comes along, you think, oh, let's go for that. Assuming it's going to be better. But one thing that I sort of saw was that we haven't really maxed out our PRP game.
Right.
We'd been dabbling with it, and then we suddenly moved on to something that looked cooler and sounded better. When I sort of treated a couple of thousand patients with cells of various kinds, I sort of went back and thought, it was good. I mean, stem cells work well, but they don't give you. We were hoping, I suppose, probably even the doctors were thinking, we'll get some miracle results. People, we'll fix people's shoulders for the next 5 years. And we were finding actually people were getting better, but for say 2 years.
Right. Okay.
And then needing something else. 18 months, 2 years, needing something else. And I thought, okay, well, I was getting a year with PRP.
Okay.
I was getting a year, 18 months with PRP. So the difference now we're talking about is a much more expensive treatment.
The stem cells.
The stem cells, and it's more invasive, because often we have to take the stem cells from you, so you have to harvest them. Rather than this is a simple blood test. It's a needle in your arm that everyone has when they go to the GP. We just take more blood. We just take more blood, whereas otherwise we're taking either fat from areas and harvesting the cells from the fat, or from bone marrow. We actually go into the bone, right, the pelvis, and we pull out bone marrow. It's a little bit more invasive, it's more expensive, and actually if you're only gaining 6 months to 9 months, why not have a much easier, why not have a simpler, easier treatment, but just have it a bit more frequently? And then we thought, we started then going back to our original game, which was the PRP game, and I said, well, if we make the PRP game our A game of PRP, which you haven't really got to, then let's see what we get. And that's what's happened. So in the last few years, we've sort of started making better and better and better quality plasma, more cells, more growth factors, and now we're getting 18 months plus out of PRP quite often.
So in terms of you saying you have not maxed this out, does that mean you're trying to get even more time out of it? Or
in the last 12 months, I think we've changed protocols 3 times, because we're using higher doses. We're mixing the PRP with things that hold on to the PRP for longer. All of those things increase your results. So it's like sport, right? Every little thing makes a difference.
Yeah, of course, those percentages
and so, all those percentages count. It says marginal gains with this as well. We're sort of slowly changing this, increasing the dose, changing the bioformulation slightly, upping the quality of the cells that we collect, and the way we deliver them as well. And all of that is changing. So our results have gone from sort of 75% of people being happy to 80 to now approaching 90% of people being happy with what we're doing, and we just want to keep pushing that.
Yeah. So I'm going to be somewhere in that percent as well.
We hope. Yeah, absolutely. We don't want you in that small percent at the other end.
When I spoke with Dr Ali Noorani, who done both my keyhole operations, I was speaking to him and saying, what could I potentially do? Because I'm back competing again, and part of the feedback from my competing is I have all the tools to be winning shows. I'm always in the first call-outs, which you see at my last 2 shows. But you can still see that there's still a bit of pain, which is one of the reasons why I'm here today, because I still get that pain due to the inflammation in my shoulder. But it's also trying to get that little bit more range of movement. And Dr Ali Noorani said, well, we know we don't need another operation, and we know we don't want another operation, but what can we do to help you to potentially get a little bit more out of the shoulder? And when he referred me to Dr Ansar, he also told me that he is the leading specialist in the UK. I believe he also said that he does a lot of training for all the different practices within the UK, so he is at the very top of his game. And I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you sort of confirm what I'm saying is true?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of white hairs, you see, so that's always an advantage. But yeah, I mean, I set up the Academy of Regenerative Medicine, so I was the first to do these sort of cells in the UK, in any volume for orthopedics. Mm-hmm. And then we've been teaching people for about 7 or 8 years. 'Cause I had to do all my training abroad because no one was teaching us in the UK.
Wow.
So then I thought if the doctors want to learn to do this properly, because a lot of guys were dabbling, as I said, they were playing around, and unfortunately there's still a lot of people. Yeah. I would almost say, you know, people who are trained properly and know how to do this well are the minorities. 5 to 10% of doctors out there using PRP actually know what they're doing with it. Wow. Yeah, the rest of them are just dabbling. You know, they're playing around, and you'll see here. I mean, as you wander around the clinic, you'll see machine after machine after machine. We've got 7 centrifuges in here. Wow. We can make any PRP we want. So you've got to learn to brew it and play with it and change what you want and use different PRP for different areas. Yeah. So again, and
maybe for different people as well.
Yeah, we're different people in the sense that I suppose it's what you're after. It's more the disease you're treating. Okay. But you can modify the action of the PRP and the way it releases, and there's lots of things you can geek in about this space, and if you've got a different patient in front of you, you've got an older person with more health problems, I can actually give them a different PRP. Okay. Right, because I think, well, actually they don't want to work as well and their biology isn't as good. Yeah. So maybe I actually need to take more, hit them a bit harder, make it do some of the biology work for them. Right. You know, I can actually activate the PRP and release the growth factors for them because their cells may not do it as effectively. So there's lots of ways of playing with this, and I think there's probably, you know, a handful of practitioners in the UK, mostly I've trained, that actually know how to do all of that. Yeah.
So I'm sitting here and I'm sitting here like feeling really, really confident because it's not just the information you're telling me, but I can tell the passion you've got for what you're doing. It's something you genuinely enjoy. Yeah. And I think when it's something you genuinely enjoy, it makes me sitting here as a patient feel very, very comfortable. So I'm really excited for what's going to happen.
I'm excited too. This is just a non-rebreathe mask, so we're going to let the oxygen reservoir build up in here. I'm just going to plug that into the oxygen supply at the back of here. And you will literally just sit in here. We're going to close you in.
Okay. Okay. So I say bye to you in a little.
Yeah, you step in there. That's your seat. Okay. And if you have the oxygen mask on, you'll get 100% oxygen delivery. Okay. If you don't have it on, you'll get around 25%.
I think I'm going to have it on.
It's better to have it on. Yeah. You'll get a boost of the effect. And what you actually do, what this does is, the important thing, everyone thinks this is about oxygen. It's not about oxygen, it's actually about pressure. Okay. Because this thing's going to blow up around you. It's like you're sitting inside a football. Okay. Yeah. And we're going to seal you in. That's why it's got this double zipper, and it goes up. And so you'll notice you know how to equalise your ears. No. What do you want me to do? So that, where you hold on to close your mouth and blow out, and you feel that pressure in your ears. Okay. If this starts to get uncomfortable in your ears, you need to just do that. It's what we call equalising. Just literally pinch the nose. Yeah, or swallow a bit of water. Okay. Swallowing does the same thing. Okay. It's about sober. It just equalises the pressure in your ears. Because sometimes this is like being 15 to 18 feet under the water.
Okay. I can't swim either, so I'm glad I'm sitting down.
There's no water involved. There's no water involved. But it feels like being that deep underwater.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what it feels like. And what that actually does is that that pressure effect changes your physiology. Your body senses that, it knows, and the way it releases oxygen, it enhances by 3 to 5 times, and sometimes even 10 times.
Right.
And so what happens is that even if you weren't having the extra oxygen, your body will actually push oxygen into your peripheral tissues. So all the tissues that normally struggle a bit, the edges, edges of your brain, edges of your kidney, edges of your bowel, everywhere, edges of your muscles. So when the central parts of your body tend to get really good blood supply, the periphery doesn't. Mm-hmm. This enhances blood supply everywhere. So it drops systemic inflammation. Wow. It pushes out oxygen and blood supply to the periphery of the whole of your body. Yeah. So you suddenly feel more perfused. And it improves things like mental clarity as well. Yeah. Focus, better sleep. Yeah. Well proven
sleep is definitely needed when you in prep. Anyone who's on prep, back in the prep, you know that you don't really sleep. You wake up so many times during the night.
Yeah, and recovery is super important, right? So, getting recovered. We know with HRV and all the data we've got now. Yeah. Your recovery is key to your performance. Yeah,
and I've got one of these Oura rings which tracks my HRV,
tracks all of that stuff.
It's been interesting to see all this.
Absolutely.
So that's the main benefits you'll say.
Yeah. So peripheral oxygenation drops systemic inflammation, boosts your cell counts, and your your circulating stem cells can triple with a few sessions of this. Wow. And I was saying to Peter earlier, they actually stay high. We've measured them for a month. Wow. So you can imagine if you're having a treatment that needs a bit of a boost, once you've done that, your whole body's more responsive. Yeah, you got like the cells are waiting for signals.
Well, I hope I last. And how long have I been in here for?
About an hour.
This is like I'm a celebrity, you know. Like, get me out of here.
So, if you can reach down and grab those zips for me. Going into the spaceship. You're not claustrophobic, are you? There we go. Perfect. So within about 10 minutes, it's up at full pressure. And one atmosphere is what we normally live in, and this is 1.5, so it's 50% higher than normal, and that's enough therapeutic. The higher the pressure goes, the less time you can spend in it. It doesn't necessarily give you any advantage, the higher pressure, and it's more difficult to tolerate. So 1.5 is where we tend to leave it, and it's a good therapeutic pressure. All the clinical studies show that 1.5 is good enough for wellness, cell therapy, regenerative treatments, and to improve your general health. Yeah, so this is the new medical grade smart chamber, as they call it. It actually monitors everything: oxygen, carbon dioxide, humidity, temperature, and it gives you oxygen concentration going into the mask. So he's on sort of 86% in the mask, 21% ambient, the absolute pressure, the time, and the chamber pressure is just changing dynamically. So it's quite a cool little device. And he has the same readings inside. Technically, he could run this himself from inside. You okay? Mark, you don't need to hold it. Just relax. Just relax. Nothing will happen. It's very slow change in pressure. Your ear's okay. Feeling a bit of pressure? Okay. Drink a bit of water. So now it's not going to change, you see. The pressure is going to stay at this level. So if he's okay now, he'll be all right. And he's okay, he just gave you a thumbs up. So he's all right. It pops open. And then we take out the PRP. You see how it separated the blood? Yeah, so we've got a few tubes of that. And then we're going to go and prepare it. The potential cure is also inside your own body. Your body has all the cells it needs to heal itself. It just forgets how to do it, or it can't be bothered to do it sometimes. It needs a particular signal to create that response. So all we're really doing is, with these treatments, we're asking your body to do something. So Mark, how you doing?
Well, my ears are still not back to normal yet, that's for sure. Yeah. It's definitely a different experience. Like, you're sitting there to start off with, and you feel absolutely fine, and then you realise you start to rise it up. It's like, well, this is what you meant about feeling like you're underwater. And then what felt really strange when my ear started to pop is almost like, is this going to stop? Like, I'm pinching my nose and like nothing's like, it's not the
Were you
pressure.
blowing?
Yeah, the pressure's not easing. I'm like, I don't know if I could last this long. Then I see there's a timer on the side. I've looked at that. I was like, I've got to stay there because this is going to help my shoulder. So whatever happens, I can't not get out of here. And then when you sort of get like another 5 minutes past that, it sort of like settles down. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, I can relax.
Well, you went straight into the deep end, because what we normally do, I was saying to Peter, is we normally give you a 20-minute test session.
Okay.
First time we put people in, it's a freebie test session. Just try 20 minutes and make sure you can tolerate it. It's okay.
Well, I didn't get that.
Yeah, you didn't get that. You went straight in.
To be fair, I don't feel like I would have had the 20 minutes anyway. I would have just been, I think we should just do it because I realised the benefits of it. So absolutely. It really got hot in here.
Yeah. Well, you got to 28, 29. I think that's partly because the size of you normally goes up about 5 degrees. Okay. It went up about 7, 8 for you.
Wow. I was sitting there, like, I've got to get my top off, but then you're taking it off and it's all moving all over the place. Yeah. Sorted. Definitely got a sweat on.
Good man. That's good. We've been doing some messing around with your blood. So you're going to see. What we've done here is we've separated out your plasma into all sorts of different bits. So that was the tube with the red cells in it. Okay. Red cells are still in there. The inflammatory causing cells are all in there as well. Yeah. The plasma column looks like this when it first comes out. Yeah. That's your blood. Okay. Yeah, that's your blood, and that's your blood with lots of cells in it. Okay. They're the same thing. They were in the same tube. They all came from this tube. Right. So all of that was in the top of here. Yeah. And then the ones with minimal cells in there, it's still anti-inflammatory, still good for you, but not as potent as this stuff. Right. Which looks a bit thicker. And then what I did is I took some of this stuff and I denatured it in a plasma heater. Right. So that's actually now solid. It's a bit like egg white. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to put that into, and so that's a liquid bit, that's a thick bit. Yeah. I'm going to mix these two together. And that's where I end up with that runny honey. It's going to stay inside where I put it. And that is going to act as? It will act as a scaffold. It holds onto the cells. So rather than the cells dropping into your shoulder's quite a big space. Yeah. If you put liquid in, like this, it'll run around in there, your body will scavenge half of it and disappears. Right. This means that it will stay inside the shoulder for 2 weeks, and the cells and all the growth factors work where we want them to work. Right. Wow. Amazing. So what we call, when you look at, if you remember your GCSE maths, is the area under the curve? Yeah, that was a long time ago. I wasn't great at maths either, so. It's the area under the curve. So what we're doing is we're increasing the area under the curve. So the actual, the growth factors haven't changed. We haven't changed the quantity, but the amount of them available in your shoulder for longer means that you're ending up with far more signal. Okay. And that's with the inflammation part taken out as well? Yes, exactly. So in that test tube, you said there's what's left in that test tube there with the blood in. Is that the parts we don't want? Yes. So that's all the stuff that's going to go in the bin. Wow. In this particular system. So in your knee, if you were treating like your tendon, I'd have made a different PRP. Okay. Because we're treating your joint, we're making a different one. So just in regard to just looking at that, and I know you work with different patients, is that a lot of inflammation what you were seeing there, or is there a way of sort of knowing? Yeah, you don't know unless you analyse it on a special analyzer. Right. It tells you, it doesn't tell you what inflammation is, it just tells you what the cell quantities are. Right. If you want to know sort of actual cellular stress, that's a very specialised test that we do at the university. Wow. For research purposes. You can't get it done from a standard lab. Yeah. And so, what we've done is we've actually created, 3 different juices for different areas of your shoulder. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
They don't even look like each other anymore.
That looks like a lot going into my shoulder.
But your shoulder will take most of that. Most of that's going to go into the big area, which is inside your shoulder.
Wow.
Your shoulder joint will accommodate, and because the reason I normally put about 6-7 in, we're putting about 10 in.
Okay.
Because you want to stretch your shoulder out a little bit.
Okay. So
it's tight because of the arthritis.
What does that mean then, going like from 7 to 10 when you say stretching it?
By stretching it, I mean your shoulder joint, the ball and socket that you have, it has a capsule around it.
Yeah.
And when you get arthritis, like capsule actually, with the inflammation and the osteophytes, etc., the inflammation you create, the capsule gets tighter.
Right.
And some of the restriction you get comes from that.
Yeah.
Can be from the capsule. So what we actually want to do is stretch it out a little bit with all these growth factors in there.
Wow.
So try and...
Okay.
And the downside of that for you is it's a bit more uncomfortable because you've got a stretched out joint.
Yeah.
But the positive is that it gives you more growth factors in that stretchy area in the capsule, which calms down the capsule.
Right.
It starts to bring back a little bit more of its elasticity, making it less scarred and less tight.
Wow. Wow. And this is all ultra...
Sound guided.
Okay. Amazing.
So let's get you in position.
Well, yeah, I'll just...
So if you can turn over facing that for me, I'll be injecting from back here.
Okay.
There we go.
Do I just continue to hold this, or?
Yeah, lie down, relax. You can
I don't know if
you
I
can
can
watch,
relax when I see
all
all that honey going from a number 7 to a number 10.
Well, you want 6, so we're going from here.
Okay. That's true. And so, how long does this start to you see effects?
Well, it's going to stay inside your shoulder, as I said, for about 2 weeks. So that's why remember I said to you, light activities for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
With the shoulder. This is the antiseptic.
Okay. So I guess if you're that person who don't like needles, I guess this might be time to look away now.
Yeah. Well, we can put you to sleep for it, but it costs a lot more money because you don't go into an operating theatre with an anaesthetist.
Okay.
Someone has to put you to sleep. You need a whole team around you then and a ventilator. So some people do have it under sedation because they really can't put up with the needles.
Yeah.
They want sedating, etc. But as I said, it adds a little bit of extra risk and a fair bit more cost. So 99% of these I do with people awake. Ultrasound jelly.
So on the screen now, what are you sort of looking for?
Looking for your shoulder joint. Humeral head on the right.
Yep.
On the left is your glenoid, so that is your joint. So that's my target.
It's like, I know what's coming next, I'm trying not to move.
Yeah. That's fine. I know where I'm going there, so I'm just going to get the needle in. I'll tell you before I do anything horrible to you.
Okay.
You'll get a warning.
I've seen the size of the needle as well.
I won't show you the actual needle, don't worry.
Okay. Probably for the best. And to be fair, when I had my shoulder operations...
Are you ready?
Yeah.
See the needle?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It looks long. If you see it on the screen, wow.
There's the needle. Okay, and now we're going to put the stuff in. And what's unusual about this is when it goes in, normally you just see black fluid running in because of what this is made of. It looks like cloud. See that cloudy stuff? That's running into your joint now. It's spreading all around the joint. How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
So just a little bit in your subacromial space. Starting. See the needle again?
Yeah.
How you doing, you alright?
Absolutely fine.
Making this look easy.
I feel like I prepared myself for the worst.
It's not as bad as you thought it was going to be, which is good.
I feel like I felt that one more than the other one though.
Yeah, the injections around your tendon are always worse. There we are. All done, mate.
Okay.
You're brilliant.
That one felt colder than the others.
It's a bit more superficial, that joint, because it's the one just up here by you. It's where your collarbone joins your shoulder blade.
Okay.
Or your AC joint.
So, am I likely to feel like a dead arm or anything, a normal
Not
arm?
a dead arm, but it'll feel heavy and a bit full. It
Yeah.
almost feels like you're carrying a heavier arm than normal. It feels like, someone has shoved a load of fluid in it.
Okay.
And this could be worse tomorrow than today.
Okay.
So today it will just feel full. Tomorrow, when the healing sort of signals start being all released in the next few hours, they build up, and then you can have a day or two where it feels a bit painful. If it does, don't take ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Don't take non-steroidal anti-inflammatories like naproxen. Try and avoid those for at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
If you use them at all, just take paracetamol.
Okay.
Just paracetamol or codeine is fine, because the others dampen the effect of PRP a little bit.
Okay.
Do you want to see the actual needle we used? Or would you rather not?
Yes. Definitely.
To get into the shoulder, because of the size of you as well. Normally we can get in with ease.
Yeah. What you used.
It's a bit of a lance.
I think that's definitely good that you didn't show me that before. But is that why you're surprised I didn't move at all?
Yeah, well, I was just making sure. Yeah, we try not to show people that one.
Yeah, I'm really glad you did it.
Beforehand, yeah.
Because
with needles, actually, the size of it doesn't matter as long as it's sharp. This is an EMS machine, electromagnetic stimulation. It generates a sort of magnetic signal down into muscle, and it stretches out the muscle, and it does it supraphysiologically. When you exercise and you contract a muscle, you can't concertina it all the way out. You do it in sections, which is why when you're training, you do training with different muscles in different sections and with different exercises. And you can see it goes through these little phases where it's like ticking away now. So this is the relax phase. And then it goes, it's got a different protocol. It's only a 10-minute protocol, but each time we use it. I'm about to start doing on your shoulder. And this actually stimulates cells to heal as well. So it boosts the PRP response.
this is actually different to the radial, isn't it?
Yes, it's quieter, it's more focal, it's supposed to be better. The data behind focal is getting better and better. Radial's fairly static, but focus seems to be the way everyone wants to go now. How does that feel?
Yeah, that's okay.
People do supplements. You take a sachet of this once a day, twice for regenerative treatments. You just use once a day.
Yeah.
If you're doing surgery and you're catabolic, we tend to ask you to take it twice a day.
Yeah. So for myself, after having this, would you say it's taking
Once a day.
Once a day.
And then
I'll have to count the calories and speak to my coach, make sure I'm all right. As being like a professional bodybuilder, everything counts.
Yeah.
So anything what you're putting into your mouth, you need to know the exact breakdown for everything.
Absolutely. Well, show it to your coach.
Yeah. So that's actually not bad. 70 calories.
Calories is good. You can have the little mixy bottle if you want.
Yeah, I'll take that. I am sponsored, so I hope my sponsors doesn't. This is
supplements.
just for my healing.
It's for his healing. Yeah, for a week. Just take it for a week, as I said, while your cells are increasing their turnover. Yeah. It will help boost those signals.
Wow. Okay.
It's got alpha amino acids in it, so it's got the EAAs you need for increasing cell turnover.
Yeah.
One of the other reasons we use it is people at high risk of wound breakdown or infection. It reduces infection rates in wound healing, but again for surgery. But in the regenerative medicine space, we think actually if you read all the ingredients and the way it works to improve, reduce muscle scavenging and improve nutrition and reduce wound healing, it does the same thing for the cells that we're trying to drive. It will boost them as well. So we're starting to use that in regenerative medicine. One of my sort of mentors in the US, Donnie Buford, has started to do a trial on it actually. So he's actually recording what happens to all the patients. He's giving this to all of the people who have had what you've just had.
Wow, amazing.
And he's going to try and track whether they're any different from the people he's been doing for the last 15 years.
There's just so much to it. It's just it's mind blowing. I feel like I just need to come here another day just to see what else can be done. So, is that everything for today?
That's everything for today, mate.
I'd like to say a massive. Oh, my arm feels a bit dead now. I'd like to say a massive thank you for your time and also your expertise. Aside from everything you've done today, it's very clear that you're passionate about what you do. And for me, like I said, coming in here today, knowing that I'm going to get multiple injections, I felt really at ease. But it's just nice to know that it's not just for myself you can help. There's others out there you can help. There's literally a treatment for everything. And I think that's really reassuring to know that there's like a one-stop shop to be well looked after. So I think this is just a great practice, a great facility. So credit to yourself.
No, thank you. Yeah, and I think when you're at this level of performance, you need everything you can get. As you say, it's marginal gains, right? So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we've got something for everyone. And but I mean, for half our patients are athletes, the other half are people with arthritis, right? 70-year-olds with arthritis who just need help to get up and down stairs. And so we help them as well.
Maybe we should start on my hips and my knees from now then.
But absolutely.
Again, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome, mate. Thank you for coming.
YouTube, this is something completely different, but something what's really going to be beneficial for me and my performance. I am still in competition prep, so having this done now, I hope the next time I step on stage, it's going to have a really massive impact in a good way. So, as usual, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in.